how they are related. So we'll be back in a minute.
And welcome back to How You Living. So today we are talking about physical fitness and wellness. So before we took our last break, we were talking about eccentric and concentric movement.
Yes, and what does that mean?
Yeah, so say you are going and you're doing a pull-up, right?
Okay.
And once you make a muscle, that's concentric. Making a muscle is concentric. And then once you start to lengthen the muscle, that's eccentric.
Okay.
So it's harder to do eccentric than concentric.
Is it really?
Yeah, because just imagine you go up real fast and then you have to go down really
if you're going real slow. Even
yeah.
like a squat, when you could go down but coming back up, especially at my age, it could be challenging.
Yeah.
And so that would be considered eccentric.
Exactly,
okay.
exactly.
Thank
so
you.
lengthening muscle against, almost like sometimes against gravity.
Okay.
It makes everything
that
a
makes
lot
sense.
more.
That makes
you know, because it's
sense.
easy to go
so
touch
it's
the
easy
floor
to go
with gravity,
down, yeah.
but it's hard
Getting
to come back up slowly.
Absolutely. That's
yeah.
very
So you
good.
had mentioned the physical fitness and spirituality.
Absolutely. There is what it basically, and let me give credit where credit is due. Wanderlust, wanderlust.com, it's a journal that I was reading. And so they shared how physical fitness and spirituality are related.
Okay.
Okay. So some of the, there are a few bullet points that I'm going to cover.
And what's the first one?
The first one is, it creates greater happiness and fulfillment.
Okay, we kind of talked about happiness with
absolutely.
the endorphins.
It's about with the endorphins.
Yes.
The endorphins. So when you do work out, especially if you hadn't done it in a while, it gives you a feeling of accomplishment.
Yes.
I know I really enjoyed that. When you finish, you feel like you've done something useful.
Exactly.
know?
So if you eat
And
a
so
little
you're proud
something
of
extra,
yourself.
you're like, yes, I did that today.
Absolutely.
That's why I always like to work out first thing in the morning.
That makes really good sense because it sets you up for the whole day.
Exactly.
It really does.
Exactly.
But you have to get up at 5:30 in the morning before the day starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you do it because you don't mind going to bed at 9:30 at night.
Like if you've seen our show with the astrology, she
You're
said that I'm a morning person.
You are a morning person, and I'm clearly a nighttime. I literally, it's rare if I go to bed before 1 o'clock.
And it's rare if I go to bed by 10.
That is crazy.
I'm usually in bed by 8.
Really? 8? Okay, so I know when I text you at 9, I'm going to get a message the next day. I might get a response the next day. So that's one of them, greater happiness and fulfillment. And that kind of is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It really is. The next one is you test your will. When you test your will, of course, if you're doing something that you don't typically do, you're giving yourself a challenge, and you're also adding value to yourself, really. You want to see how far you can go, whether it's, if you haven't worked out in a long time, see how much weight you could carry, how much weight you can lift, how far you can run, how many reps you can do.
Yeah, and it's creating new habits more than
Absolutely.
anything. It's like this one book that I need to finish reading, talking about habits,
Right.
Atomic Habits.
It's
like you have to continue to do those little things every day.
I think that's James Clear, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So even when you don't feel like doing it,
right,
still
just
do
a little
something
bit.
so you can get that habit.
Yes.
So that's going to test your will to really get the habit.
And it's just, and you reward yourself. You be surprised what you can do for yourself. You'd be surprised what you can do for yourself. So testing your will. You exercise your intention and you strengthen your resolve. That's what that's all about.
And if you did the vision board with us, it's probably on your vision board.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because you definitely want to take yourself to another level. You stay status quo. There's no feeling of accomplishment, The next one is you use time to reflect. Using time to reflect, you get to think about things. When you're working out, maybe, and hopefully you're not thinking about the babysitter or shopping. You're really focusing on yourself. This is a time where you're focusing on yourself, and so you take that time to reflect on all the other things that are good in your life. And
and especially if you focus on your breath.
Right, and you focus on your breath because you're going to have to. It adds more oxygen to your brain. It helps you find clarity.
And it keeps you in the present moment.
You're in the present moment, and that clarity also helps you work out problems that you otherwise maybe couldn't do.
Exactly.
And it says self-reflection is likely what led you to that physical practice in the first place. So once you do it, and the thing is, once you get into that habit, you get that good feeling, you really are motivated to do it another day, most people. Let me see. The next one is you release emotion and energy. Okay, tell me what that means to you.
Well, a lot of times, say if you are depressed or if you have anxiety,
Yes.
so you're able to work through those issues with just, physical activity.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, because once again, going back to the endorphins,
Right.
you're able to release and let that stuff go.
Absolutely. So if you're full of stress and like you said, stress and anxiety, you work that out. And that's where a lot of people, there are people who, there is like I don't know if it's like a workout, but you get to go and break things. There's like it's sort of like an obstacle
Well, that's not
course.
a workout.
Well, you get to work out your frustrations on an inanimate object, and that's the key. You don't want to do it on a person.
So do it at the
Don't
gym.
go home and kick the dog. Okay?
Do it at the gym.
Right.
Do it.
Baseball,
because
maybe a batting.
Because here's the thing: if you don't have access to those things, what do you do?
Right.
You need to have other ways that you don't need outside things. It's just something that you can do within.
That's good.
And you can always go do some push-ups or
sure
sit
can.
up or some squats. You don't need anything for that.
A batting cage is a good place to go.
Yeah.
You get to hit that ball. Even golf is great.
I don't know. I just go to the gym.
Okay, she's just goes to the I like to have props. I like a prop now and then.
They're screaming your teddy bear.
Let me see. I think you have this one: mental and emotional breakthroughs.
Yeah, I think it's the physical release that serves from a mental or emotional release. You release this inner pressure, your distress. So you work out and it becomes your mentor or your prayer, or whatever you want that's going on in your life.
Very good.
So it becomes your prayer when you, and a lot of times, so in yoga we have what we call mantras.
Yes.
So a mantra is something that you say over and over again.
And it becomes, you start to internalize it.
Exactly. So you could even have a mantra as your prayer when you're working out.
That's good. That's very good. Like, I will be fine. I will be fine. I will be. Something like that, right? Okay.
I'm going to fit that dress. I'm going to fit that dress. Yes.
Yeah, it's a size 4. I'm going to be a size 4 again. I like that mantra. And then the last one, your mind quiets and you are present within. Do you have that one?
Well, that kind of goes back to the breath.
They're all related. And part of it is that this is where spirituality doesn't necessarily mean religion. It just means finding something bigger than yourself, something that is, more, metaphysical. I don't know if that's the right word.
So it states you no longer are worrying about the future or thinking about problems, your to-do list, or get overwhelmed with life.
Yeah.
Because your demands of what's going on, you are fully present and focused at the task at hand.
That's very good. And I think really part of that is when you are not just in a mental space where you're constantly worrying and thinking, you're finally doing something that combines your physical fitness with your emotional and mental well-being. You're just really respecting yourself. That's the way I look at it. You're respecting your body, respecting your mind and your spirit. And so I think that is why physical fitness and spirituality are related.
Yes. Wow. So if you haven't been doing some kind of physical activities, we definitely invite you to get your body to start moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do some work, walk around. Just do some
walk
if
for
you
30
can't do
minutes.
anything else, and I know it's easier said than done, but get up. What I like to do when I go walking, I know it's crazy, but I listen to mysteries. I like to listen to mysteries. Okay, that way, someone's telling me a story. I'm not even paying attention to my walk, and I can walk for hours.
And you don't have
yourself.
to. Of course, it's nice to go outside in the environment and nature. However, when my grandmother used to walk, she would just walk around the house.
My mom does. My mom walks up and down the hallway, and that's her exercise.
Exactly. So you can get it in. It's just
you absolutely
forming new habits and a made-up mind.
Yeah,
you have to have a made-up mind.
And you know what would really be helpful? You write it down. When you wake up in the morning, just say, I will walk for 15 minutes, or I will walk for 5 minutes. But when you write it down, it makes it more real.
And you can also say, what would a healthy person do?
Yeah.
Oh, a healthy
What
person
would
would go
Dr.
do this.
Kiva do? WWDKD, right?
No, 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 no.
So I think that, believe it or not, I think we're out of time.
Oh, man.
Yes,
I
but
was
this
just
is
getting
only
ready to get on the
part
floor
one.
and do some physical
See,
stuff.
I want one of these days she is going to demonstrate how bendy she is. I've seen her. But anyway, so on our next episode, we're going to have an expert, a fitness expert. And if you guys get this message, feel free to leave messages or questions on our social media.
Exactly.
We will be happy to bring it to him.
Exactly. And if you want some tea.
Oh, yeah. And if you'd like some tea, make sure you go to youendure.com.
Or even if you want to blend, right?
If you want to blend, if you want something special, reach out to me. Send us a DM. We definitely read.
Yeah.
We read our messages. And if you want to learn how to be bendy,
come to mobilebody.com.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, especially if you're like, I need some tea to get me ready to get it up in the morning
we
to
got
work
energy.
out.
Absolutely. We got energy tea, and we got some tea to wind down with that will beat that inflammation. Because you will probably be inflamed a little bit.
So how do they get in contact with us?
You can reach us at How You Livin Houston on Facebook.
Yes.
And on Instagram, it's How You Livin #5. Okay.
Giving
How
you
You
high
Livin
five.
#5. Look for these 2 mugs, and you know you're on the right page.
Yes.
Okay? So I hope you guys got something out of this, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one.
Yep.
In the meantime, we're going to ask you,
How you living?
Peace.